Alright. Let me disconnect this. Alright. Evil Larry. Anyways, I woke up by almost having a panic attack, which is not good. But I am fine now. I am fine. Don't worry, guys. I'm fine. Oh my god. As soon as I heard the earthquake, I was like, I don't want to sleep anymore. I wanted to sleep, but at the same time, I didn't want to sleep. So, I did the relatively smart idea and went to sleep. Even though my anxiety levels was skyrocketing whenever I went to sleep. Hello? I was not okay. That has to be the worst sleep I ever had in my whole entire life. But everything is alright. So, I'm fine right now. It's just that I have a friend that lives over there. And I was so damn worried. That's why my anxiety levels was skyrocketing. But everything is alright. They're okay. So, I don't know. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna go test Grand Hurricane because I have never put a Grand Hurricane next to 3D MK1. So this means we're gonna have to move some stuff. Why is there... Okay, I'm gonna have to move this out of the way because, my god, it's extending across the whole entire floor. Stay right there. Fresh Hurricane is gonna have to still sit there. Alright. Now I gotta go move 3D MK1, which is lower. Yeah, as I expected. He's gonna have to sit right in front of Fresh Hurricane. Fresh Hurricane and Fresh 500 is a bit insane. Yes, the box of blowing. Hold on. There you go. The box of blowing is right there. There you go. Now it's open. Because it uses something very interesting right there. So then, whenever I close it, I twist that, and now it stays closed. And as you can see, I opened it, so now it's open. Close it, and now it stays closed. Alright. Remember, guys, Grand Hurricane and Grand Hurricane and 3D MK1 are... Wait, what about Carpathia? Oh, right. Damn it, I forgot to set up Carpathia again. Hold on. Give me a minute. There you go. Alright. Here. I want to show off the similarities. So basically, I'm going to have to turn 3D MK1's blower box this way. I'm still trying to figure out which way is the front. Like, guys, which way do you think is the front of the MK1 blower box? Do you think it's the one where it has the vents, or it's the one where it has the door? Which one do you think is the front, guys? The one that has the vents or the one that has the doors? For me, I would go for the vents. While the other part of me says the door, because that's where I could gain access to the blower. And so much wasted space right there. Anyway, so I'm gonna go grab. Your name is Grand Hurricane, not 3D Hurricane. Come here. I forgot how heavy you are. Are you heavier than the MK1? Oh my goodness, we got two white giants. Dude, seeing how relatively similar they both are is literally insane. Like, look at them. Oh god. This tripod is so amazing. It's so amazing that I use it constantly, and I totally do not miss my old tripod. That is sarcasm. I do miss my old tripod. Here, I'm gonna have to stack more boxes just to make my tripod taller. Just to make the camera taller. Here, I'm gonna put it right in front so that you guys don't see that ledge. Oh my god. Look at that. Hold on. Can I zoom out a little bit more? No, I can't. It's already the ultra wide. I can. The reason why I'm showing the vents is because... Okay, never mind. I don't know why I'm showing the vents. I should have just showed the door because the Grand Hurricane's vent is on the other side, which is also, oh my god, black. Now, there it goes. Here, I'm gonna go switch the sides real quick. I'm gonna switch the sides where it shows the door. I'm gonna switch this real quick. I don't know. Stay down there. I'm gonna try to carry it like this. Ah, dang it. Twist it. There you go. MK1 doesn't really need a block, a foam block or a cardboard block to help balance him out, because blower box is already heavy enough to balance him out. So, I mean, look, I could rotate him right over there. So he doesn't have balancing issues. I know that he balances well is because the carpet makes balancing a little bit harder. But since the MK1 is good at balancing on carpet, that means he's good at balancing on a flat surface. So yeah, I just like how similar they both are. Especially the 3D logo on both of them. Hold on, let me take out. Like, I just want to do something real quick. I'm going to zoom in. Zoom into the Grand Hurricane and MK1. The 3D MK1. Like, look at their 3D logos that they have. And my god, I wished I should have not glued on the Grand Hurricane on his blower box, because the variety that I could do with both of these Hurricanes by putting an MK2 on an MK1 blower box, but also putting an MK1 on an MK2 blower box. Even though both the blowers are basically the same, so they both would be the same volume as they are with their original blower boxes. Because, guys, remember, MK1 is quieter than the MK2s. The MK1s are quieter than the MK2s because they're not that effective. By the way, this dude is unreliable as fudge right now, so that's why he's not getting released. Because it sucks, man. It almost destroyed the motor. There's just something about... Oh, there's the problem. It's right there. Oh my god, I hate this. I think the 3D MK1 is the... I can't tell who is bigger. I think the cardboard MK1 is bigger because even though they're both relatively the same size, it's basically the height that makes the cardboard MK1 bigger. Wait, hold on. I need to check which one's heavier real quick, so... Ooh. And let me carry the Grand Hurricane. Okay, yeah, the Grand Hurricane is heavier. I don't get how the Grand Hurricane is heavier if the MK1, 3D MK1, has a lot more stuff going on. I think it's because there is so much thin stuff right here that the Grand Hurricane has a big block on the bottom right there. Literally a giant block right there. Well, the MK1 doesn't even have that. All right. I'm going to go ahead and close. Actually, no, I'm not going to close it because I'm going to test him. And since I'm going to be testing him, I'm going to have to move the 3D MK1 out of the way. No, he's going to become unstable if I were to stack him on top of cables. Can I just put him like that? Is he small enough to be between? Oh, yes, he is. He is small enough. Okay. Where's this cable? I need to grab the cable. I completely destroyed that part of the fresh hurricane. Oh my god! He almost died. That's why I'm a bit skeptical on building a rotator box on these giant MK2 hurricanes, because they're going to have more giant blocks around them so that whenever the horn rotates, they won't, like, tip over. And it's only good whenever it's facing forward because this block is helping it stay up whenever it's facing forward. Backwards, no, we're going to have another block that's going that way. And maybe side blocks. So basically, giant platform right there. Which batteries are good? Owie, my fingers! I bent them the opposite way from what they are expected. I don't want to call right now. Thunderbolt battery. This battery. This one. And then... Oh my god. No, stop it. Stop it. That doesn't sound good. Hold on. I should probably do this because it's much easier to connect the battery. I don't think he's going to be up to pitch by these batteries. That's actually a smart idea. A piece of wood, plywood. But I think it would be better to have like a giant base around the blower box. Because remember, horn is heavy. So when it rotates, this thing isn't going to help. When it goes facing that way, it's going to tip to that side. Facing backwards, it's going to tip backwards. Facing this side, it's also going to tilt that way. Look, this only works when it's facing forward. And it's only working for the stationary. So that's why I'm a bit skeptical on building these rotator boxes for the Grand Hurricane. Because if I do make him rotate, I'm going to have to get like a big piece of wood on the bottom. The reason why I want to get a big piece of wood instead of like cardboard, because, well, it's much stronger. Not only that, it's going to be really huge that I'm going to have to figure out a way of how to put them somewhere now. Which, that's why I'm going to be waiting on the rotator boxes. Hold on. Is he reverse wired? No, it doesn't sound reverse wire. Let me check the battery compartment. Yeah, it's not reverse wire. Okay, these batteries, I think they're dying. So I'm going to go remove these. Are you a dying battery? Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Let me try this. But I can't remove it because it's going to affect his pitch, which is monsters. All right. Can I just try to put it in? I can't put it in. Here. Here, move this, put that right there, and just kind of slip this one off that. And the other ones just went flat. Wait. Nope. Guys, I'm having so many problems. It ain't fitting anymore. Nope, 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 stop it, stop it. Oh my god, I need to get a different battery. Let me try this battery again. Nope. That doesn't work. Get that out of the way. Alright. I don't think Thunderbolt batteries work anymore. I'm gonna have to go check it out real quick. I accidentally broke the battery compartment the third time. Oh my goodness, I just completely destroyed it. It's now so unstable. No, stop it. Do you guys see why I'm phasing out of using batteries? Like, dude, I have to keep on replacing these batteries, and this is why I got a freaking tub filled with dying batteries. Like, I can't do this stuff no more. No wonder why Fresh Hurricane was converted to use AC power now. So, not only he could have a constant speed, not only that his pitch would die, but also his pitch would be constant instead of having a horrible pitch drift from these batteries. Hi. I don't pay attention to chat that much whenever I am doing something because I can't multitask. I broke the battery. Okay, so these Thunderbolt batteries probably have to go now because they don't work anymore. I'm gonna try this again. If it don't work, I'm gonna here. What about this battery? This battery could like fit between here. Nope. God, I need to get new batteries. I need to get new batteries, but I'm tired of getting new batteries just to give it a Srns that would just waste the batteries quickly. I think I just broke it again. Yep. Third time of me breaking the battery compartment of the Grand Hurricane. It's so unstable. Hold on, I'm going to turn them around. Look at how unstable this thing is. Look at this. So I need to get new batteries. Sucks. Let me turn on the hot glue gun so that I can fix this up. So much cables are damn way, man. Fresh Hurricane is surprisingly. Of course I will mention Fresh Hurricane because he literally has been converted to use AC power now. So he won't have a very horrible pitch drift. And I did that to bring him to SirenCon, which I wasn't able to go. So I basically did all that things. So basically I did those upgrades on the Fresh Hurricane for nothing. Because those upgrades were meant for SirenCon, but I didn't even go anyways. That's why I said it's meant for nothing at this point. But not really meant for nothing because at least he has a constant speed, unlike almost all my Sirens actually, because Fresh Hurricane is the first Siren to go use AC power. Right? Yeah, he's the first Siren to have AC power. Like, just the Siren Chopper in general. The first Siren to use AC power, which would be from the blower, is 3D Hurricane. Fresh Hurricane is... When will you learn about spamming? Fresh Hurricane was the first Siren to have its chopper motor powered by AC. But technically, the first Siren to go fully on AC power, because Grand 3D and 3D MK1, those use AC powers for the blower and DC power / battery power for the chopper motor, which we all know how that goes. Why is your battery compartment so unstable on you? Like, 3D Hurricane isn't. 3D Hurricane is fine. It's somehow much more stable than... It may be because that Grand Hurricane holds more batteries than the 3D Hurricane. Because 3D Hurricane holds 3 batteries. Grand Hurricane holds 4. Alright, I removed the glue, so now... Hey, where's the glue? There it is. Gotta put the glue stick on. So while the glue is heating up, I'm gonna try one more thing on the what's his name? Grand Hurricane. I want to try one more thing. If this doesn't work, we need new batteries. That is entirely my fault. Wait a minute. If I could just easily put back the battery compartment on, can I just turn them on with a 6-volt battery? Let me try that. But first, I'm going to have to look at the battery compartment on which ones. Alright, so... Okay, makes sense now. So, this one goes to here. The other one goes to the other. Right here. I don't think he's going to be up pitch whenever I turn on the blower. I have a feeling he's going to be a little bit lower pitch. Nope. Ah, fuck. Guys, do you see why I hate this tripod? I can't even do nothing with this tripod anymore. I'm just going to throw this tripod across my room. Alright, so apparently the 6-volt battery is now dying. Oh my god. I need to find another one of those headphone jacks so that I could plug in the Fresh Hurricane to that thing, and also not only that, I could do it to 3D Hurricane. I'm just annoyed. So then why is the 3D MK1 the only one to go up pitch with the 6-volt battery? I'm guessing it's because it has a new motor. And there goes the battery. Shit. Alright. Alright. That's enough. I don't know why, I just don't feel like gluing on the end. He needs new batteries. So basically, any siren that basically needs a lot of batteries, especially fresh batteries, in order to be in pitch, I can't test those ones because I only have dying batteries. And I'm gonna crash out. I don't think it's connected on. There, I guess that'll work. There's exposed wire right there. That's not gonna obviously work. Here, that's gonna have to work. Well, this side. Open this up. Open. Be careful. Okay, now fold it. There. Turn it over. Put glue right there. And then just glue it on right there. It burns, but I don't care. I just need to get this battery compartment on. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. There you go. Fix the battery compartment the 3rd time. And I have a feeling I'm going to break it again. So basically, sirens, like I said, sirens that need fresh batteries to test aren't going to be able to test. Because they need fresh batteries to be in pitch. While other sirens won't need any fresh batteries. Because they are fine using other batteries. No wonder why Fresh 500 is called Fresh 500. Because he needs fresh batteries to be in pitch. So basically, the sirens that I can't test is the Grand Hurricane, 3D Hurricane. Who's next? Sentry 10V might be fine, yeah. I'm not sure about the SDL10. The SDL10 has a weird pitch whenever I put in fresh batteries and not fresh batteries. Fresh 500 won't be able to test. 2T22 is fine. P50 is also fine. And of course, the electronic sirens are fine. old Hurricane and MK1. Well, actually, no. Cardboard MK1 can't test either because he needs blower. I think 3D MK1 is fine because he still works fine with the I freaking hate this tripod. I'm gonna throw this across the whole entire room. Nah, really? I thought it was really sunny in Kansas. I'm gonna try this one more time. No, that one's a dying one. All right. I'm going to try this one more time. And I likely doubt it's going to be in pitch. Nope, I was right. It's not going to be in pitch. Okay, I'm going to try to change this wire real quick, which is completely exploded now. No. Put this wire in. Put it in. All right, it's in. Fold it. Fold it. There. Now it's staying in. Life is so amazing. No, 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 get out. No. So these batteries don't work then? Then let me try the Thunderbolt batteries again. Ah. Let me try the Thunderbolt batteries again. Oh my god. Nope. Okay, there's a clear problem. There. Okay. Thunderbolt batteries don't work. They are freaking dying also. Nope, he's not going to be up pitch. Even without the blower, he still cannot be up pitch. He needs to be over pitch without the blower. Because when he's over pitch without the blower, he's going to be in pitch with the blower. Because remember, I'm using DC motors. These motors won't work well. How do I explain it? I don't know how to explain it. Alright. So, frickin' Grand Hurricane is not being so grand right now. I'm gonna have to put Grand Hurricane right there. I think I could plug in I could test the freaking 3D MK1 again. Because his is so much. Damn it, I plugged in the wrong blower. I probably plugged in Fresh Hurricane. Or 3D Hurricane? No, I didn't plug in 3D Hurricane. I plugged in Fresh Hurricane. This one is the 3D MK1. Oh, I forgot to disconnect the glue. There. Yep, that's 3D MK1. Okay, now I gotta move everything. Okay. Oh my Jesus Christ. Alright. Since he's also battery powered, he's gonna be. Oh my god. Yep, the battery's dying. I could hear from the pitch his battery's dying. This 6-volt battery is dying now. It's losing its energy. It's losing its juice. Oh my god, why did I get the same comment? Did he just... Okay. What the Okay. And of course, Fresh Hurricane is going to be fine because he is AC power, not DC. I mean, technically he still is DC. It's just he has an AC to DC converter. He doesn't use battery powered anymore. He doesn't use batteries to power him anymore. He is fully AC power now. And speaking of, what? I'm gonna have to put stuff away now, so I'm gonna put this right there. So I'm gonna have to put away MK1, the 3D MK1. Oh my, your cable is in the way. I need to move your cables so that the freaking MK1 could fit. I need this. No, give me back the thing. Give me the goddamn charger. Okay. Why are you tilting down? There's no... Okay. I don't think I grabbed the Fallen 500. Right. Grand Hurricane, you weren't so grand today. Alright. I'm sweating a lot. Oh my god. Nope, it's hot outside. It's been cloudy for the past 3 days. No, it's cloudy for the past 4 days. Cloudy for the past 4 days, and I'm just... Look, I respect cloudy days. It gives me nostalgia feelings. But 4 days? It's a bit interesting. I forgot what the sun looked like. I'm just joking. Okay. Let me go back to sitting down. The Grand Hurricane is not being so grand right now. He's not. He's not being so grand. Ungrand Hurricane. Yeah, literally. Roblox. I don't want to talk. Roblox is interesting nowadays. Fresh Hurricane. Do you have the Darien Hurricane? What kind of question is that? Darien hurricanes? What is that question? Well, if you said I have hurricanes, are you blind? Are you legitimately blind? That's all I gotta say. If you're talking about my hurricanes, if you're talking about, do you have the hurricanes? Like, do I have like mini hurricanes or something? Paint it black like the Darien hurricane. I'm gonna say this again. Are you blind? Are you blind? Are any of my hurricanes black? I'm sorry to say this, but are you blind? Are any of my hurricanes black? Where's the Darien hurricane? You said, do you have the Darien hurricanes? Where's the Darien? I don't know where the Darien hurricane is. Why are you asking me? You're just really confusing. You're just confusing. You said, do you have Darien hurricanes? And then all of a sudden you said paint it black like the Darien hurricane. And then now you're just saying, sir, where's the Darien hurricane? Like, which question are you doing? Which question are you saying? Say one question. It's not that hard. I ain't searching Darien hurricane. I know it's a black hurricane. Oh my goodness, this person is literally rage baiting me at this point. The Darien hurricane has got shut down. What do you mean by shut down? That doesn't really make any sense. This is just rage bait. It's rage bait. You know, just say another question at this point. You're just making me so confused on what you're saying. Do you have Darien hurricanes and then paint it black and then you say, where's the hurricane? Which question are you saying? You know what makes me angry? Is whenever I look at Darien Hurricane videos, people are still saying rest in peace to the Darien Hurricane. Did you guys not notice what happened in Siren Con? Oh my God. Like, this is what's happening. People are saying rest in peace to the Darien Hurricane to this day. And yet... What was that in Siren Con? What was that very interesting black hurricane? What was that black hurricane? It's literally rage bait. Rage bait. I don't even... What do you mean was? Do you mean is? Do you mean is? Not was? Is? You thought the Darien Hurricane was already taken down? It is down! Oh my goodness. That is a very huge typo right there. That is the biggest typo that I ever saw in my whole entire life. Siren come. Right now, I don't even want to talk about Siren Con. How do people not remember? You said what was the Black Darien at Siren Con 2025? You said what was the Black Hurricane at Siren Con? Not was, is. What is the Black Hurricane in Siren Con 2025? What is? What is? This is just rage bait. Guys, you need to remember, you have to use is if something is up to date and was if it's past. Whatever. You guys won't even understand. It wasn't Darien. It is Darien. It isn't a was. It's is. It is Darien. And yeah, we still haven't gotten an update of the Darien Hurricane. Well, of course we haven't gotten an update because it's privately owned, so it makes sense. Unless it's on somewhere else. Alright. So, I ain't painting any of my sirens unless it's necessary for me to paint sirens. The necessary ones is the T75 and the modulator. Modulator made sense because, well, it looks better when it's painted. I mean, it'll be the same for all the sirens, but I just don't want to paint them because they look fine as is. Some people would say otherwise. I'm just saying that showing what they're made of is the nice part about them. like showing the materials that they're made of. Like, you could obviously tell that's cardboard. You could obviously tell that's cardboard right there, and this is 3D printed. That's what the frick? Oh, that's the problem. Okay, makes sense. Like the startup. Don't remind me of that right now. Shut up about that. I heard that people are saying that it's not going to get replaced and it's just going to sit there. They already installed a T-128 down the street from the Hurricane, so... I don't know. I've been hearing that they're just going to leave the Hurricane there. They're just going to leave it. Not going to be activated, but just they're just going to leave it. But the Milwaukee Hurricane... Look, all I know is that the T-120 was installed just in case the Hurricane just kicks the bucket and just gives up in life. Who was that? Who is... It's really... Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, it is the blower. I'm surprised the rotator has somehow lived longer. No, actually, no, it makes sense. Wait. No, never mind. It makes sense. I'm surprised that the rotator still makes sense. I mean... I'm surprised the rotator is still alive. I'm surprised the rotator is still alive. I forgot what I was going to say. I'm just going to have to reword it. I was expecting the rotator to be dying, like, anytime soon because of how unreliable the rotator is. But, no, like, how unreliable rotators are in hurricanes. But the Milwaukee Hurricane still rotates. I don't think you were in Milwaukee, or you weren't in the right fire station. Because the Milwaukee Hurricane has still been there for decades. It has not been removed. Ooh, someone's alive. I'm gonna surprise them, guys. Hold on. What was that? Okay, I'm not expecting anything. Okay. Wait. Nah, never mind. It is facing downward. Why are you guys saying that if you look at the horn, it's it kind of looks like. It is! It is facing downward. Not only the horn, but a little bit of the rotor tube is also tilted downward a little bit. It's in certain angles that the rotor tube would be obvious that it's tilting downward, like giving it a hunched look. It's literally 3D Hurricane and Fresh Hurricane's problem. Like, look at them. They also have a... Look at them. They also have a little hunched rotor tube problem, but it's only obvious in certain angles. Like, in this angle, you can't really tell. It's because the Hurricane's horns are big. The definition of an ACA hurricane: a larger, unreliable version of a thunderbolt. That's all I got. That's basically the whole entire story of a hurricane. It's a larger, unreliable version of a thunderbolt. That's what I literally just said! Okay. I still haven't gotten an update of the freaking hurricane. The Milwaukee hurricane. I'm not sure of the one that's... I'm not even sure. Nope, it is recorded in 2025. Yeah, okay. Okay. Of course I would hear a 3T22. Of course I would hear a 3T22. What do I expect? Alright, we're just yapping about something now. Why am I even here? Ooh. I'm gonna do something. I don't think it works. Anyways. Oh, hello. You're about to witness me crash out. All right. So, all I know about the Milwaukee hurricane is that it's suffering. Oh, wait, I remember what I was going to say. The hurricane itself, just the main part of the hurricane, like, which is head and rotator box, that's, like, that part of the hurricane, that the head and rotator box of the hurricane, that is completely fine. The rotator is surprisingly well, even though it's very unreliable. Well, it was said it was unreliable, and yet it still works. It still works since when it was installed. It is kind of insane to think about, despite hearing those comments of saying that the rotator box is very unreliable. I mean, it is true because, well, Addy Stan just gave up its rotator box. Just gave up its rotator, so... Was I saying rotator box? I meant to say rotator, not the rotator box. I meant to say rotator for the whole entire segment of the rotator. I meant to say the rotator was unreliable, and yet the Thunderbolt blower is not going to do anything. The Thunderbolt blower is actually weaker than a Hurricane blower. I mean, yeah, it will technically work, but it's going to make the Hurricane a lot more quieter. That is the problem of the Thunderbolt blower. That is the problem for the Thunderbolt blower and the Hurricane blower. Is that, remember from what I said, Hurricanes are basically bigger, unreliable versions of a Thunderbolt blower. I mean, bigger, unreliable versions of a Thunderbolt. Literally. Like, if you think about it, Hurricanes have a bigger blower. They have a bigger chopper, I think. They have bigger proportions than a Thunderbolt. That's why I'm saying, to basically describe a Hurricane to someone that hasn't heard of a Hurricane, but they have heard of a Thunderbolt, they're bigger, unreliable versions of a Thunderbolt. So basically, giving a Hurricane a Thunderbolt blower won't do anything, because remember, 2023 SirenCon, whenever they didn't have the Hurricane blower, they had to use a Thunderbolt blower, which Hurricane did alright, but it was significantly quieter. That's what I was literally explaining in 2023. It may sound the same, but no, the Hurricane with a Thunderbolt blower is actually quieter. Because, remember guys, Thunderbolt blowers are smaller than Hurricane blowers, which makes them a lot less powerful than a Hurricane blower. But also, at least a Thunderbolt blower is more reliable than a Hurricane blower. But yeah, they can't do that. Ouch. My shin. They can't really do that. Even if they can, where would they get a freaking Thunderbolt blower? A warehouse blower. Do you guys even know how powerful a freaking Hurricane blower is? It's basically a very wide roots blower, wider than a Thunderbolt blower, wider than a Thunderbolt roots blower. That's all I gotta say. The roots blower of the Hurricane is a wider version of a Thunderbolt roots blower. That's why it's a lot more powerful. Ouch. That's why it's a lot more powerful. But I believe the Hurricane blower spins at a faster RPM, but I might be wrong about that. I don't really know. They should try and restore it. That's the problem. No one is stepping up to even restore the Hurricane. At this point, just put Greenville on top of there. That'll work. Just put Greenville Hurricane. That'll work. Because Greenville's already restored. Or they could just use Greenville as a loner siren and then just... It's the same RPM as a Thunderbolt blower. Okay. Even though it is the same RPM, Hurricane's blowers are still powerful than a Thunderbolt blower. Because remember of what I said. Hurricane roots blowers are wider. They're wider than a Thunderbolt roots blower. What if they shove Darien blower into Addy stand? It would sound nicer, basically. Basically, what kind of question is that? They shove Darian's blower into Addison. It's just gonna sound like a normal... It's just gonna sound like how it is. Like how Addison sounds, but instead with a nicer blower sound. I saw that. That's not a Hurricane. Oof, that makes me angry. Okay. No, there was. There was a lot of sirens. Is it kind of insane that I predicted a Chrysler appearing this year? I remember somewhere in 2025, I was like, what? So we got a P50 killing itself, and then we got a Look, I said, okay, so we got a P50 killing itself in 2024, and now we got a Hurricane killing itself in 2025. What's next? The Chrysler of 26? I'm glad a Chrysler appeared, but I'm also glad that nothing happened to it. I'm glad it didn't die or anything. It lived. I'm glad about that. Ow. I didn't predict an MK1. What about they shove Addiston into Milwaukee and put Milwaukee Siren Head mounted in the side of... How does that make sense? They shove Addiston onto Milwaukee and put the Milwaukee Siren Head mounted on the side of the... I'm very confused on what you're trying to say. Too much mini sirens? What? What are you talking about? And I don't get it. All right, let's stop talking about SirenCon, or else I'm gonna get triggered even more. So, what I didn't like about the live stream of SirenCon is that people are just keep on saying that an MK1 is gonna appear, and then look what happened. An MK1 appeared. I basically just lost all my hype. Like, people in the chat in the freaking SirenCon live stream were saying MK1 will appear, and then guess what? It appeared, and it made me lose my hype. This is why I don't watch the live. This is why I don't like going onto the live stream. What are you talking about? I don't understand what you're saying. Okay. So, okay. So, I'm just gonna go back to explaining what I was just saying. I don't know what I was explaining. Does the SDL10 look like a Century 20V2T or 40? You're not triggering me. You're just making me angry. That's all. Actually, no. Who does the SDL10s look like? A Century 20V2T or a 40V2T? Century 14V. What about that? Dude, the Rolling Metals is gone. It doesn't exist anymore. Oh my goodness. Rolling Metals does not exist anymore. This dude is rage baiting me at this point. Let's I try something. I'm gonna do something new. Century 40V1Ts. We're not talking about those ones. Alright. So. Ow. Since this is a siren related stream, I don't know. Hold on. I'm gonna mute myself. Dude, how do you not know the port ratio of the... How do you not know the port ratio of my 3D MK1? The short has been out for a very, very long time now. So people already know what port ratio it is. Yes, it is. It is 4 to 5. It's 6, 7. It would sound like an electronic, actually. I heard that Harold... no. Harold Hi-Hat tried a 6-7 port on his Thunderbolt, and he said it sounds like an electronic, and he's not wrong. It does sound like an electronic, because if you think about it, it would be turned into a 12-14 port. It would basically sound like a 12-14 port. All right. Still haven't got motors? Okay. Well, if you got... Wait, did you... Wait. So, did you print out the stator assembly already? Because I'm still waiting for you to make a post on it. Because you said you did print out parts of it, and you said you're gonna do a post of it later, and I think it's been 2 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks. Here, can you just do a little post of it so that my trust issues won't just kill itself again? Just like do a post on whatever part you have. Alright. Speaking of fresh hurricanes, we got 4 cousins already. Well, actually 5. Because one of them didn't even make a video. But they did show it to me on printables. So technically we got 5 fresh hurricanes. We got a yellow 812 fresh hurricane. And we got a Stator Assembly fresh hurricane. And then we got a fresh hurricane that is ending up as an MK1. And then we got a fresh hurricane that is actually an MK1 prototype. / tubular hurricane. Or tube hurricane. I like to call it tubular hurricane. The reason why I'm saying that one is also a fresh hurricane cousin, it's because in order to be a fresh hurricane cousin is if it's just the main Stator Assembly. If it's the Stator Assembly from the fresh hurricane that's printed out, then it is part of the 30 hurricane family. It's only the Stator Assembly that would make it part of the 30 hurricane family. The rest is basically, you could do whatever you want. You can make it an MK1, you can make it an MK... You can make it as fresh hurricane, as himself, or... I don't know. Someone is building a fresh hurricane MK1, while someone has built a fresh hurricane MK1 prototype / tube hurricane, which is green also. Speaking of, I kind of want to check out printables real quick. Because I'm going to show you guys the other fresh hurricane, which is the 5th one. I don't know why I need to know that. You just gotta be patient about it. I don't even know what's happening. He's lifting up his fork and eating his... I don't get that. Hold on, let me go into... Because I'm going to show you guys the other fresh hurricane real quick. Wait. No, there's 7 hurricanes. There's 7 fresh hurricanes. I forgot. Damn it. I'm a complete idiot. So look, here's this lovely fresh hurricane, but it has a different horn though, which I really don't mind because remember, like I said, in order to be part of the 3D hurricane family it has to have the Stator Assembly completed, every single part. When it does have the Stator Assembly completed, you could basically build whatever hurricane you want. You could build it as an MK1, you could build it as literally fresh hurricane, literally. And look, this dude did do some fresh hurricane proportions, but the only thing about it is the horn. The horn is different from it. As you could tell that the horn is different because look at how long it is. But also, it doesn't have a back spike. So fresh, like a mini SD10 out its package. No. The reason why it's called Fresh Hurricane, it's because it's a clean looking siren. I mean, it's basically a clean looking siren. Like, pretty clean. Like, this is why he's called Fresh Hurricane. And that's why the model on printables is called Fresh Hurricane instead of Grand Hurricane, because Grand Hurricane exists because I have to test the models from the fresh... I have to test the models if they work. And, well, you obviously could tell that it works because the Grand Hurricane exists, and he's currently well. So yeah, that was the 6th Fresh Hurricane, and I'm going to show you the 7th one, which is a little bit interesting. Guys, I got 67 downloads from the Fresh Hurricane. And here's this other Fresh Hurricane. I believe the horn... No, the horn is the same. I just got to look at it at a different angle. Yeah, the horn is the same. The horn and rotor tube is the exact same, but I'm not sure about the rotator box. The rotator box looks different, but at the same time, it just looks like a stretched out version of my model of the rotator box, but I don't know. Okay, you do that. But yeah, so we got 7 Fresh Hurricanes, which is pretty insane. So basically, we got 1 Fresh Hurricane that is basically a whole, fully entire Fresh Hurricane. So basically, we only got 1 Fresh Hurricane that is actually fully 3D printed as a Fresh Hurricane. One of them is currently a stator assembly. One of them is being turned into an MK1, while another is a literal prototype MK1. The 5th one... Frack. Wait, did I save? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, I'm breaking. I'm malfunctioning. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there is 4. So then, why did I say 7? Because I showed the 2. It should be 6. I don't know why I said 7. I'm stupid. So anyways, back to what I was saying. We got 1 Fresh Hurricane that is actually fully completed. We got another Fresh Hurricane that is currently a stator assembly. The 3rd Fresh Hurricane is being turned into an MK1. The 4th Fresh Hurricane is actually an MK1 prototype. The 5th one only has its head and horn. Its head printed out, but the rest is their build or something. I don't know. And the 6th Hurricane is basically fully 3D printed, but instead with a different horn. So yeah, Fresh Hurricanes are mass produced. So we got 6, and we're about to get a 7th. The Fresh Hurricane family is expanding. The 3D Hurricane family is expanding. Why did it went down? The reason why it's called 3D Hurricane family is because 3D Hurricane is the one that 3D Hurricane is basically the prototype to the Fresh Hurricane, and Fresh Hurricane is basically the prototype to the Grand Hurricane. That's basically how it is. So basically 3D Hurricane was the first, obviously. Fresh Hurricane is second, obviously, and the 3rd Hurricane is Grand Hurricane, which is very obvious. Not a civilization, but more of a growing breed. I think that's what you meant. Not a civilization, but more of a breed. The Fresh Hurricane species. I'm gonna kill myself. Okay. I have no idea what that is. Or who that is. Alright, so I don't know why I want to test Fresh Hurricane again. I tested him way too many times. I don't know why I want to test him again. I tested him so many times. Nah, I don't want to now. Even though I want to test him, I don't want to. He's been tested way too many times. print out like a simple siren. Like, what siren is pretty simple to build? Maybe try a sentry siren. Just the single chopper ones. The sentries that only have one chopper, not like two choppers. Just try a sentry that only has one chopper, like Sentry 10V or 14V or like a 3V8. 3V8 might be a little bit easier because 3V8 might be a little bit easier. That one would work. Or just try out like a simple 8-port siren. Simple 8-port, 12-port, or any kind of port. 5-port, 6-port, 7-port to build an SDL10. Like, just try like a simple chopper port, which will be single tone. I'd rather start with single tone and then eventually go up to dual tones. That's what I did. I started off with a single tone 8-port, and then I eventually went up to a dual tone, which the dual tone didn't work very well. My first dual tone chopper is actually a 6 to 8-port because I didn't know what chopper ports were. During that time, I did not know how chopper ports work, so I just made a 6-8-port chopper, which didn't really work well. And what would that sound like? It would sound like a 12-16 port. So basically, imagine a P50, but instead the 8-port is turned all the way up to the 16-port. So like a really high pitch 8-port sound for the 16-port, while the 12-port sounds normal. What siren you forgot about? None? Cyclone, Cardboard MK1, Old Hurricane, Wayland Vortex, Modulator, P50, the 2T22, Fresh Hurricane, Grand Hurricane, New Hurricane, Fresh 500, Old 500, New 500, 3D MK1, 3D Hurricane, SDL10, 2001 SRN, 2001 16T, New 16T, Thunderbolt B Series, T75, Thunderbolt 1003, Sentry 10V, did I already say Cyclone? I think I already said Cyclone. Model 2T and a Model 5. What more do you want? The siren history video needs an update already. Because my god, a few days passed by and that video is already outdated. Single tone P50. Like, what are you talking about? Make one? No! By the way, I can't make any because I don't have any motors. So, too bad. And I don't even feel like 3D printing another P50. I want to 3D print different sirens for once, actually. Like, I don't know. I don't want to build another Hurricane. I'm Hurricane Madness. That's all I gotta say. Hurricane Madness. I already have Old Hurricane, New Hurricane, Cardboard MK1, 3D Hurricane, Fresh Hurricane, Grand Hurricane, and then we got freaking 3D MK1. I do want to print out an SD10. I have no idea what you're just yapping about. Look at this thing. I swear, this ultra-wide view just makes the Dominator look like it has a big freaking front right there. And we're like, you got games on your phone. Oh, wait, Titanic, that is me, Titanic, that is me, Titanic. Fuck! Damn it, it isn't Titanic. Wait, what? There's the other ones. Oh, I get it. I haven't heard much. Yeah. This is 2 months ago. Goddamn. Okay. I always respect. That's a bit ironic that someone's name is Dominator 2 when I showed the Dominator 3. Damn. What the? What kind of question is that? All right. I want to test Fresh Hurricane, but I don't want to because I tested him way too damn much. Come here, you. I'm holding him like a freaking Big Mac, man. Hey, Yo. Is any of your horns broken? Oh, this one. It's a little bit wobbly. It's just a tiny boy. He's just a little chill guy. That's all I gotta say about the 2T22. It's just, he's freaking chill. He's just a tiny little fully 3D printed, original fully 3D printed siren. We got the original fully 3D printed sirens, and we got the new fully 3D printed siren. Hold on, I'm gonna have to go carry him real quick. Which wire's which? I don't think these batteries work anymore. Okay, that side works. Okay, so it is like that. I don't think these batteries work anyway. Huh. It made them up to pitch. That's amazing. SDH10? What do you mean SDH10? Did you make your 3D MK1 rotational? Like the cardboard one? Did you not see the short? Did you not see the short? Did you not see the short? Did you not see the short that I made of the 3D MK1? I mean, technically it is a rotating siren, but at the same time not. Because he doesn't have a rotator motor. Yet. So basically, I could turn him however I want, but he doesn't have a rotator motor. So basically, he is a rotating siren, but at the same time, not a rotating siren. Anyways, 2D22. By the way, why did someone say SDH10? What's that Hurricane MK? What do you mean, what's that Hurricane MK1? What do you mean by that? Guys, should I re-3D print the 2D22 stators and choppers? It would sound a little bit better if I were to do that, actually, yeah. But it's still going to be quiet, though. Rotating sirens is a pain for me to build. Because I always gotta find a... No, look, the rotating sirens are a pain for me to build because I don't got any geared motors for them to rotate to. That's why I barely have any rotating sirens. Well, even though some of my sirens are rotating types, they're just stationary. I have to build them stationary. I only have, like, how many rotating sirens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I only have 5 rotating sirens. 6 if you count the 3D MK1. Okay, I'll look. Ow! Here, give me a minute. Alright, so then. Alright. Printables. There you go. I got a notification. Okay, I see the notification. Whoa, that is silver. Holy fark. That literally is a silver hurricane. Okay, so now we got a 7th fresh hurricane. Now I believe you now. Yeah, it doesn't have a dual shaft motor. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, it doesn't have a dual shaft motor. Oh my, oval shaped. Okay. Like. Remember, I have trust issues, so I really couldn't believe you, but now I do. Because the rise. Yes, the silver cane. Okay, so now we got a fresh hurricane that is silver. Which is actually cool, actually. The more that I think about it, a silver fresh hurricane is pretty cool. To be honest, I see so much stringing. No, not stringing. Noodles. I hope it'll work, though, whenever you get the motor. Okay, there you go. Now we got 7 fresh hurricanes. Alright. I don't want to say that. Ah, my head. Also, are you gonna make it? I don't know. I'm just gonna be waiting until, like, I don't know, there's like 10. I mean, I can do it right now. I could only do pictures because the 3 other fresh hurricanes, they're just only pictures instead of, like, stop reminding me of that. Okay, I'm just gonna delete that comment also. Remove that comment. Remove that. I know what you're talking. You know, nah, just leave it. I don't think he's talking about the ships. Yeah, he's not talking about the ships, which makes me angry. You are? Are you sure? Are you sure about that? I said, are you sure about that? He didn't say they're sisters. Okay, you guys are just making me angry. Can we just move on from that? That was freaking 2 days ago. I know he said... He didn't say they were He didn't say he was talking about the ships. No, listen. He is talking about the ships. So look, I'm glad he's talking about the ships. But please don't do that. You know, all I gotta say is don't do that. Just don't. Like, just don't do that next time. I don't like that. Alright. Now what? I don't even know what to say at this point. Alright. So... this stream is gonna get deleted. I'm just gonna delete this stream. I don't care. Alright. I so badly want to test Fresh Hurricane, but I tested him way too many times. And it's a pain to set him up anyways. Since he runs on AC power now, it's a pain to set him up. Actually, no. It takes a while for him to set up. It isn't really that bad, but it's just it just takes a while for him to be set up. All right. So, if I check outside and if it's still cloudy, I'm gonna be very, very angry. Look, I respect cloudy days, alright? It gives me nostalgia feelings, but can I just please have a different day where it's not cloudy for once? That worked. I guess that worked. There is still a lot of clouds, but it will work. Modulator, go. New 500. Ah. Ow! Which siren? Which one are you talking about? Actual sirens or mini sirens? If you're talking about mini sirens, Fresh Hurricane. For obvious reasons. Here, I'm just going to answer two things. If you're talking about real sirens, ACA Hurricanes. And if you're talking about my mini sirens, Fresh Hurricane. For an obvious reason why it's Fresh Hurricane. Ugh. Oh my. Oh, there you go. How many sirens do you have? I actually have no idea now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23, does that answer your question? Actually, I'll go check. Actually, no. Actually, no, I don't want to go check that right now because apparently I'm going to crash out if I were to do that. 23 or 24, because sometimes I'll forget one siren. Because I already got too many. All right. I want to... No. No testing Fresh Hurricane. He's been testing. He tested too many times. T75. I'm just really bored at this point. I might just end the stream. Why am I looking at that? I don't want to look at that. Kansas, why are you always having a problem? It's always the whole entire state of Kansas. Always the whole entire state of Kansas. Angry man. Carpathia. There you go. I'm gonna touch the Achilles lower right here. Lusitania. Alright, Mauritania. Dude, My ships want to float, but I still don't have a pool set up. And I can't set up anytime soon because it's gonna be freaking stormy for this week. Alright. So I don't know what to do anymore. I don't feel like testing anything now. I finally changed my mind of testing Fresh Hurricane. The reason why Fresh Hurricane is my favorite because he is the best performing siren out of all my sirens. He's up there with the Grand Hurricane. But the only good thing that is from Fresh Hurricane is that he's converted to using AC power now. This thing right there. So now he could finally have a constant speed without having a weird pitch drift by batteries. He won't have a pitch drift anymore. Which is a good thing. 3. And at least Fresh Hurricane doesn't have too many problems. He's not like his other two brothers, which is 3D Hurricane and Fresh Hurricane. 3D Hurricane has a slouching problem, while What was that? 3D Hurricane has slouching problems, while Fresh Hurricane Fresh Hurricane is fine. It's just that his problem is the battery. Anyways, I might end the stream now because I'm just getting bored at this point. Ow. Fresh Hurricane is just the dominant siren, basically. He works perfectly well. He works so much better now since he's now AC powered. And I would love to do the same to the T-75 because the T-75 Thunderbolt, not only it's my second favorite, but the T-75 Thunderbolt, the mini T-75 is special to me, actually. The mini T-75 is pretty special to me because I'm going to explain the story again. My first Thunderbolt I saw was, ironically, the T-75 Thunderbolt. And I saw it before it was restored. I saw it back in 2019. So, 6 years ago. No, 7 years ago. I saw it back in February of 2019. And my God, I can't believe it that little did I know that Thunderbolt I saw, that very first Thunderbolt I saw, ended up being the T-75 / the oldest Thunderbolt active. It's not the oldest Thunderbolt in the world. The oldest Thunderbolt in the world is T-73, while T-75 is the oldest active Thunderbolt. That's why the mini T-75 means a lot to me. Because it's a mini version of the first Thunderbolt I saw. That's why he exists. And look, even though he may have a complex paint job, it was freaking worth it. The paint job was worth it, and it's kind of crazy to me that the more that I remember the T-75 being fully white, like his head being fully white, it's just kind of insane. I never got to hurt a Thunderbolt. You used the wrong witch, by the way. Sorry, I just wanted to point that out. You used the wrong witch. So yeah, that's why the T-75, mini T-75 means a lot to me. And I can't believe it. I got to see T75 again. It's been a while, in 6 years. And apparently, I had the idea of bringing Mini T75 just to see his father, but I didn't because I actually didn't know I was actually going to see T75. And whenever I saw T75, it made me regret not bringing Mini T75. So next time, whenever I go to Wichita, and if I do have the chance to see T75 again, I'm bringing Mini T75. Because, guys, FYI, T75 has been restored, and it's currently doing alright, except for its pitch drift, which is its problem. It probably needs to get new collector rings or something, I don't know. But yeah, that's why Mini T75 means a lot to me. It's based on the first Thunderbolt I saw, and I'm glad the first Thunderbolt I saw is still around to this day. And one day, Mini T75 will see his father. But anyways, now I'm going to go end the stream because I'm just bored as frick right now. The sweat and tears that I put onto the Mini T75 is frickin' worth it. Ugh. Anyways, I'm going to go end the stream now. Ow! I'm going to go end the stream now. Stay safe and now you're going to get hurt. Have a good day. Bye. Ah. End it. End it. End it.